Hey everybody, I'm Joe. This is my cup. Welcome to Monday Cup with Joe. I've got a bit of a problem. You see, I like to give people a piece of advice that a lot of people say is really bad. And that is the phrase, do what you love and the money will follow. Lots and lots of people think that's really, really bad advice. And I don't. I think that's actually really good advice to tell people that you should do what you love and money will follow. The problem seems to be when I tell somebody that, we have to qualify and quantify exactly how much money will follow. You see, I've had students in the past I teach come and say, "Hey, professor, I like programming. It's really interesting, and this is really cool stuff, but it's not what I'm passionate about. Should I do this for a career, or should I do the thing I really love, which happens to be whatever, something else?" I've had plenty of students say this to me. They feel like they're at a crossroads and they don't know what to do. They're getting ready to graduate potentially within a year or so, and they're like, I don't know do I stick with this or do I do something else, something that I'm potentially more passionate about? And this is where I usually tell some of them, well, I think you should follow your passions. I think you should follow your dreams because the money will follow. And you kind of see this look of relief on their face, like, oh, good, there's somebody who's willing to listen to me and say the thing I kind of wanted them to say, the thing I wanted to hear, which was, you should go do something else. But then I pause, I let that relief sink in for a minute, and then I say to them the next part, which is, however, I don't know how much money will follow. And that's when all of a sudden they get this weird, like, wait, what? What do you mean? I don't know. I know that some money will potentially follow whatever you do. But that's something you're going to have to figure out if that's enough for you to only do that thing. Maybe that thing should be a hobby. So then I say, well, how do I know? How do I figure out if this thing I love should become my full-time career? And I usually like to tell them this story. When I was in college, I wanted to be a programmer. But I didn't want to be any type of programmer. I wanted to be a game programmer. I wanted to be a game designer. I wanted to make video games and all that stuff. Until I actually saw what it took to make it in the game industry. The truth is, I just didn't want to do all of that work. And when I realized that about myself, it wasn't necessarily a bad thing. It was just something that I said, no, this isn't for me. This isn't what I want to do. Goals and dreams are constantly readjusted in your life. They're going to change. What you love today is not something you're going to love tomorrow. I can just look at my kids and see how 6 months ago, my boys loved Beyblades. I don't think they've touched them in weeks at this point in time. They're all about different things now. We evolve, we change. Do what you love and the money will follow isn't bad advice. May not make great long-term financial sense, but that's something you have to figure out because everybody's different. Everybody's tolerances for pain are different, right? There's somebody out there like the singer Jewel, who was willing to live in her van to make her career, who was willing to do that. And then there's somebody out there who that's just not what they're going to do, and that's not what they're willing to do for it. And that's okay too. Tolerances, thresholds, pains, these are all the issues that you have to figure out. But is the advice, do what you love and the money will follow, bad? No. But you have to know if what you're going to potentially get, what you can potentially make, is what you're going to be happy with. And if the answer is no, maybe now you got to try to find something a little bit different. Maybe, and this is something else that's important, maybe you can adjust your goals a little bit and still be doing something that you love. back to my story real quick about game design. So I'm not a game programmer nowadays, but I still program. So yeah, I didn't work on the latest Madden. I really don't care. I'm totally happy doing what I do. I love it. So maybe you can do the same thing. Maybe following your dreams, if you tweak it just a little bit, is okay. That's for you to figure out. That's all the time I got for today. Have a great one, everybody.